Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for, this is your June bonus reading. I don't have a lot of time this weekend, so I'm actually going to be doing just short Celtic Cross for this bonus reading here. Because of that, I'm doing a giveaway this week, so there's more information at the link down below for the giveaway, but I'm giving away 4 3-question readings, so if you want to enter, all you have to do is leave a comment down below and also enter at the link that is in the pinned comment down below, and that's that. So we're gonna get started. You start off here in your current general energies with the Hierophant. So the it's like there's some sort of blessing here or there's something that you see as a blessing, right? And so the Hierophant, he's making that symbol with his hand there, and it represents a blessing. So it's like you see something that would be a blessing in your life. I also feel like some of you could be dealing with a Taurus in love, if you're looking for love, or a water sign. You have the Knight of Cups, you have the King of Pentacles in this card. King of Pentacles also represents Taurus, but could be any sign, but it is popping into my head. For others, again, you could be leaving a relationship or walking out of a marriage or something because you have the 8 of Cups as your crossing energy. The crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you, but I don't really feel anything here for you, Virgo. It's like it's not popping into my head as good or bad. I think you're just maybe walking away from something, plain and simple. It's like a very straightforward, very straightforward energy is what I get here. So some of you are just walking away from something. For others, I feel like you're just walking away from an establishment. Sometimes I feel the Hierophant can just be inside the box, and it can be something that is an establishment in your life. And so, if there's something that has been established for a long time, like it could be anything, like where you have lived for a long time, it could be a business you have or a career. And if you just need to make a change, then this energy to me could just say that you're walking away towards something much better. And we even see that here: Knight of Cups, King of Pentacles to the Ace of Wands. You have 2 aces. 2 aces is a definite yes to any question that I haven't answered, but it also, just would suggest that there's a new beginning coming in for you. And again, does not have to be love. This could be, Knight of Cups can be a dream. Knight of Cups is coming up in the area of your thoughts in this Celtic Cross. And Knight of Cups, of course, could be a knight in shining armor. So, if you have your eye on a person, I would definitely say go for it. I mean, King of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, really, even the Hierophant here, this could lead to marriage. But, the other thing I will say is that normally the Knight of Cups he's like looking into that cup and he's kind of dreaming of something that would be nice. It's like if you've ever said to yourself, wouldn't it be nice if I had this? Whatever, insert whatever dream, goal, wish you have after that. I feel like some of you could actually be working on something that would be permanent. King of Pentacles is a permanent change or, permanent positive change. So you could be like creating a business or, starting a relationship, or it could be like getting a new job, like whatever you want, the permanent change you want. That's what this could be. And again, it's going to come through a new beginning with the Ace of Wands. In the area of your foundation, you have the 3 of Swords. Some of you definitely could have experienced a breakup or a separation here, something that didn't work out. It could be something that you thought was going to work. You go up to the King of Pentacles to the 4 of Pentacles. Some of you could still be holding on to something. I don't think you're holding on to it. Like if it's a breakup, for example, I don't really feel I don't see you grabbing it around the neck or anything like that. I feel this is more saying maybe you have those moments where you think about it and you're kind of just processing it. But I see you being reborn. Your outcome is the Judgment card, and it's like you're stepping into a new life. So again, I feel like you're moving towards something better. We'll see. You have the Wheel of Fortune in your past. Wheel of Fortune is, of course, a very good card. Can represent your fortunes changing or, good energy. Can represent a lot of luck. Doesn't even want to focus here. There we go. So it can represent a lot of positive things, but and a turnaround. But I really feel like some of you were maybe on a hamster wheel in the past, just repeating something over and over and over again, or, just having too many of the same experiences in your life, and you just needed a change. And so I kind of see that here, where this reading is saying there's been some sort of change in your life, maybe over the last year or so, something significant has changed. And, again, I feel like that change is leading to a permanent change with the King of Pentacles. When you think about it, Wheel of Fortune isn't permanent. It cycles, and cycles are changing all the time. And I think there's no way to avoid this in life. That's the whole point of life, is to have new experiences, which always leads to new, new or different cycles, right? But sometimes I do think that there are some certain pillars in life that are always nice to come back to. It could be like a solid relationship. It could be some savings, a certain amount of money, a place that you live, something permanent. And that's like what I'm getting here with the King of Pentacles. For whatever reason, it's popping into my head that this is just a pillar, something that you like to come back to. It's like maybe we will always have the Wheel of Fortune. We will always have cycles and changes and things that we expect and things that we don't expect. That's part of life. But again, I think this is something, doesn't have to be a person, that is kind of like a pillar. I hope that makes sense. I don't know. That's how I'm seeing it in my head. And again, if this is a person, I feel like it's someone who has a lot of skills. King of Pentacles normally has grapes all over his cloak. And the grapes in the tarot represent something that requires a lot of skill to grow. So again, you could be attracting a person who has a lot of skills. If this is a job, I feel like these are your skills. So, I feel like you are able to support yourself. I see a lot of future thinking in these readings, I've noticed, by the way. I feel like people could be, something is triggering us to, worry too much about the future. And again, I think a lot of us, I'm not calling anyone out here because I think all of us need to kind of maybe stop worrying so much about what we can't control, the future. And I think we need to kind of like focus on what we can do right now. And again, like some of you, maybe you're worried that AI is going to steal your job or whatever. And that could be like one of the future worries that you have. But again, I feel like you're very skilled. So if you just keep updating your skills, you're going to be perfectly fine. You have the Ace of Wands here. A lot of people have been getting the Ace of Wands nowadays. And again, I really think we're entering into a time where we have to focus on our passions and we need to do things that we are passionate about. I know a lot of like expert entrepreneurs say like don't have a passion-based business or don't get a job based off of passion, but I have several passion-based businesses including this one, and it's worked out well for me. So I think it's bad advice nowadays, and especially with things like YouTube. It's like I don't really consider YouTube to be a business. It's like part of a business. It's something you do to promote your business maybe, but it's a terrible business model because it requires you. The problem with this business is I have to be here every single day, right? So not a business. But at the same time, I believe that Uranus and Taurus, we have Uranus and Taurus right now, along with Jupiter in Taurus right now. One thing that we will see is probably like more technologies, more maybe websites like YouTube or something like that start being created where we can share our voice and we can be very successful. So again, we are entering into a time, I believe, where we can make a lot of money and be very successful, just talking about our passions, talking about things that we want to create or do or have or whatever. So, I feel for a lot of you, it's like if you're thinking about doing something like that, don't be afraid to do it. And again, here's the other thing. There's no reason to quit your job and do this. It doesn't take a lot of work to have a YouTube channel, right? So it is a lot of work. It can be a lot of work, but at the same time, I don't think you have to put in crazy amounts of work. You can keep your job and use something like YouTube as a side hustle or something like that. But I feel like some of you are thinking about it. That's why I'm babbling on about it. And so, don't be afraid to do it, to move towards it with that Ace of Wands. In the area of your closest relationships, you have the Ace of Cups. This is all relationships, not just love. But I do feel there could be love coming in for you, of course. Definitely could be a knight in shining armor, someone very dreamy, definitely a very solid connection if you want it. Other than that, I feel like you're feeling very supported at this time. And, it's kind of funny as well because I was saying that pillar word. It's like I feel like some of you could be recognizing certain people who are kind of like pillars, who really support you or who really keep you kind of locked down in life. And I mean that in a good way. People who kind of keep you grounded or, who support you or who are always there for you. And I feel like leaning on those relationships would be really good for you this month. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Four of Pentacles, having a strong desire for security. The problem with the I kind of like this for you. I also don't. I feel both ways about it for you here, Virgo. Number one, I feel like if you're playing it safe, then you're going to have a hard time. So, don't be afraid to take calculated risk. And we're talking, calculated risks are, things that obviously aren't going to ruin your life, but feel like a risk. Like putting yourself on YouTube is a risk because you're going to have 900 people your first day who call you stupid, right? That's the whole point of YouTube. People are going to troll you. So it's like, that's a risk. The risk of being made fun of. And I always tell people as well, by the way, the number one risk right now, Pluto and Aquarius, even though Pluto's retrograding to Capricorn, But the number one risk with Pluto and Aquarius is the risk of being wrong, meaning that you are going to say something in front of people and be wrong about it. The risk of starting a business, telling people, I'm starting this business, and then failing, and then people being like, told you were going to fail, right? So that's like the number one risk right now, but it's not really a risk. Who cares what people think, right? I always tell people, if you start a business and you fail, who cares if someone who's never started a business tells you you're a failure because you failed? It's like they've probably never done anything in their life. That just makes you someone who has bigger balls. So it's like, I don't know about you. I'm not going to say that I want bigger balls, but what I am going to say is that, I don't mind failing when I do something that other people are afraid to do, because it's like, at least I did it, right? And that should be enough for you. And really, you're not going to fail. So, don't be afraid to have bigger balls, or actually just don't be afraid to take a risk is what I'm going to say here. Next, you have the Judgment card as your outcome. The outcome, as Judgment is amazing. I feel like you're stepping into a new life. Judgment is, normally these people are rising out of coffins on the Judgment card. The coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin represents their new life. Don't be afraid of stepping into a new life. Let's see here what's going on for you. With the Hierophant and the Eight of Cups, you have the Judgment card. Yes. Everything you want is outside the box. I think we said this with the Hierophant. Hierophant, to me, it's not like a perfect meaning for the Hierophant, but, sometimes I feel the Hierophant is inside the box thinking. And what do you know? He's like holding a box right here on this King of Pentacles. So, when we call a coffin a box, so everything you want is going to be, kind of like on the other side of something you've never done before. And so I feel like it's time for you to step into the risk of the unknown, to do something that you don't know, right? With the Knight of Cups, you have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands about being bold, being assertive. Someone finds you very attractive, number one. Doesn't matter what gender you are, but if you're looking for love, I feel like someone finds you attractive. I feel like some of you could be finding love through moving, by the way. So if you're like moving or traveling or something, definitely popping into my head. You always get fire. It could be you have earth, water, fire really stand out to me. So it could be any one of those signs, but go for it is what I'll say there. Queen of Wands. Here's the other thing. Regardless of what you want, Queen of Wands, she's normally holding that sunflower. Sunflowers point towards the sun. So here we go to the Ace of Wands, which is basically about following your passion. So, I really feel there's like a certain element of this reading that's saying you need to move towards things that you are passionate about or that you just feel like doing. With the Three of Swords, you have the Seven of Cups. Yeah, too much confusion. I feel like some of you, if you had a breakup, there was just too many, external variables. Seven of Cups can just represent a lot going on. So it can say that, if you went through a breakup, maybe if a person broke up with you, there was too much future thinking, which we talked about. Or maybe this person had too many things going on in their head or something like that. So, I feel like you need to focus personally. With the King of Pentacles, yes, you have the Ace of Cups. Definitely solid love connection here. Again, if you're attracting a person, I feel like this could be a permanent connection, obviously, with these two cards. So there you go. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Fool. The Fool, every single reading, literally, Virgo, back in 2016 when I was going live every single day, you always used to get the Fool for months on end. You would get the Fool every single day, and I would say to you, Virgo, you have to take some sort of risk, or there's some sort of leap of faith that you have to take toward, and it's probably towards a passion. And again, I would also say, I know, Virgo, I know that the fear is what will people think, or what if I'm wrong, or, something like that. So, again, if you want to start a YouTube channel, if you want to present something to the world, which is another feeling that I always get for you, it's maybe you are creating something like writing a book or, art or whatever it is you do, it doesn't matter. And, I feel like it's something that the world needs to hear, but I feel like you have to take the risk to do it. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Empress. Yes, very attractive at this time. I'm telling you, get out. If you want love, get out there, because there's clearly love, or a person is in love with you or something. It's probably a person that you're interested in as well already. So, there you go. Obviously, if you move, then it's going to be a person that you become interested in. Definitely could be a Taurus. You have a bunch of Taurus here now. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Six of Swords here. Yeah, I feel like you're moving on from things that no longer serve you, just in general. Six of Swords doesn't really represent that. Six of Swords is just moving on to calmer shores. But the Four of Pentacles is kind of holding on too tightly to something. But here's the thing with the Four of Pentacles, is that he might be holding on too tightly to his past, or, what he thinks is security, because he doesn't think he can do better. He doesn't think that he can ever get more. So it's like what he's holding on to is actually less than what he could potentially have if he takes a risk. So again, Six of Swords, the woman and the child in the boat on the Six of Swords are taking the risk of going across those choppy waters to get to the other side because maybe the other side is better, but it is, number one. Number two, they're leaving everything behind them behind. So they're completely starting over and, having a complete new beginning. So I do feel this is saying don't fear a new beginning. With the Judgment card, you have the Four Swords. Yeah, some sort of recovery coming in for you. I feel like there are blessings coming in for you. Four Swords, there's normally a person who's receiving blessings in the stained glass window. You have the Hierophant, which can represent blessings as well. Empress, blessings. So I kind of feel like there are some blessings coming in after some sort of risk that you're going to take. So a pretty interesting reading here, Virgo. Thank you for being here. Again, contest down below. Make sure to leave a comment. Make sure to go to the link and sign up as well. But thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.